Let me take you back to the 7 Seas, to a time when sails and swords were the most prominent weapons and modes of transportation. So, here's a question for you. Who do you think was the richest pirate of all?
Harry Morgan.
No.
Blackbeard.
Nope.
Captain Kidd.
Also no.
Johnny Depp.
Oh, please, come on. Can we get
all I
Jim
had.
Duffy from Secrets of the Eastern Shore in here so we can get the answer to this question?
Lo and behold, he is here.
How are you, matey?
You would think the guy with the eye patch would have a better answer to this
Me
question.
some
Right?
slack here.
The-
Okay, so
the-
who was the richest pirate?
He was Black Sam Bellamy.
Yeah?
That was his name. He made the equivalent in today's dollars of $180 million, which is 10 times the amount that amateur Blackbeard.
Amateur.
Real amateurs.
What
He
kind
did all this in 2 years. He was only a pirate from like 1715 to 1770. It took 50 ships. He was taking like a ship every couple of weeks, every few weeks.
Wow.
Getting all the riches in. He had a reputation as pirates go. He
Right.
did some dastardly things,
Yeah.
but for being a nice guy. He took
Okay.
great pride in being the Robin Hood of the seas.
Oh, that's noble.
And robbing from the rich. He didn't
Okay,
so much
yeah.
give to the poor, but
yeah,
I'll give you an
robbing from the
example.
rich
He's off of Cape Charles, and he
Okay.
gets his ship. He takes over this ship, the Agnes, and he boards it and looks. Does he kidnap the people? Does he burn the ship?
Right.
What does he do?
Yeah.
No, he takes a few things that are valuable, gets back on his ship, and says goodbye. Have a nice life. Go
Really?
back to Eastern Shore of Virginia, and see you later.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Another thing that makes him different is that it wasn't greed that got him started on this road. It was love.
You're going to have to explain that one.
So he was born in England, late 16. Long story short, he ends up in 1715, an unemployed sailor in Massachusetts on Cape
Okay.
Cod. Falls in love with a 15-year-old girl named Maria or Mariah Hallett.
There's always a woman involved.
Her family's pretty well off. Maybe they're a little snobbish because they want nothing to do with a ne'er-do-well, unemployed son-in-law. And so that's why he goes off to seek his fortune. He tried to do it on the straight and narrow, finding like shipwrecks and things like that
Right.
to salvage. Didn't work out, but he's so in love with her that he had to turn to crime in order to do it. Climbs the ranks of pirates, becomes his own kind of guy, and goes on this incredible 2-year run of taking over ships and being the Robin Hood of the seas.
So did he ever make it back to Maria or Mariah?
Well, he came close, but the story kind of ends in a Romeo and Juliet way.
Oh, dear.
His biggest take was the ship, the Witta Galley. And again, he did this nice thing. He took over this giant ship full of gold and silver. And instead of, what did he do with that crew? He gave them his old ship because he liked their ship better. So he said, get on your old ship, go on, live the rest of your life. And he's got enough money now. That was the one that put him over the top. He's like, I'm going to impress those future in-laws of mine. And he comes back from the ocean to our area, does that thing with the Agnes. Then he goes up to the Delaware Capes and he takes 3 or 4 more ships there. There was one guy who gave him a hard time there when he took him over, and Black Sam didn't like when somebody gave him a hard time. And what was his famous insult? He was a sniveling puppy. That's what he called him. So if you go to the Bowers Beach has a big pirate festival this weekend. If you go and one of the actors calls you a sniveling puppy, you'll know where that came from.
How about that?
He goes up back towards Massachusetts.
Okay.
He's supposed to be going to Canada, but he detours. True love.
Okay.
Now, unbeknownst to him, before he left, Mariah had become pregnant. Her family kind of abandoned her. This is all a little bit of a legend.
Yeah.
She retreated off to herself, lost her mind, became insane, turned to witchcraft, got bitter, supposedly wandered the shores as an abandoned woman, causing shipwrecks. And so when Black Sam sailed back ran into a nor'easter for the ages and went down, everyone died, 2 survivors. There's an alternative legend that has him surviving, bringing Mariah back to health, and them going off some secret way and living happily ever after. It's a slim chance at a happy ending. But it is.
Which do you prefer?
They actually found the ship in the 1980s. They found the ship, and there was
wow.
lots of stuff on it. There's a
Really?
museum up there with all this stuff on it.
Interesting story.
Gotta go
Black
see.
Sam.
There we go.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much. Jim Duddy, Secrets of the Eastern Shore. We have lots more Delmarva Life on the way. Stick around.
Arr.